Hey everyone, it's Pastor Ian here again with another one of your daily briefings. So today we're continuing in Joshua. This time we're in Joshua chapter 2 with the story of Rahab and the spies. Now, most of the time we hear about that story and we think about, telling the truth because, the Israelites come into the land and they send spies ahead to get a good idea of what they're up against. So they come to the city of Jericho and they go inside and the people there, they want to kill them. And so they take shelter in the house of a prostitute named Rahab. And this woman, she fears God. She's heard the stories about what the Israelites have done. She's heard about Egypt, and she chooses to hide the men from the soldiers who are coming around to try and arrest them and kill them. The thing about Rahab is that she does something that she shouldn't really do given her circumstances. She chooses to trust God. Even though she's not from that tribe. She's not from the people of Israel. She's from a totally different group. When she's faced with a crisis, when there's an enemy army, the Israelite army is at the gates, she chooses to trust God and not to trust herself, to not trust her people, but to trust God. And so she does. And so when the city of Jericho is attacked later on, she and her family are spared. Trusting God is a hard thing to do when everybody else around you isn't trusting God. It's really easy to not trust God when other people say, "Why are you doing that? That's foolish. Doesn't make any sense. Why would you do something like that?" And now we're in a situation where we have to trust God because there's a crisis. And the people around us may say, "Why do you still pray for God to help us? Clearly he doesn't care. He's not doing anything. Why do you keep asking for him to get involved? Why do you pray day after day and nothing changes and nothing good happens?" We trust God because of what he has done, because of who he is. We trust God because he is by his very nature good, and we have seen that he is good and what he has done with his son. And we know that if we can trust him with these big, huge issues like saving us from sin and death, if we can trust him with that, with our salvation, with our very souls, then we can trust him in this crisis, in this time, with our lives. The story of Rahab shows us that the consequence of trusting God is that he comes through. He's not like us. Human beings, we are not perfect. We can lose people's trust. I've lost people's trust before. But God is different. He always comes through. Not necessarily in the way that we think he should, not in the way that we would do if we were in his position, but in the way that is best to him. So in this time of uncertainty and anxiety and fear, let's trust God. Even though it looks like things are getting bad, or even though it looks like the whole society is falling apart, can we still trust him even still?